Hi everyone, I'm trying a unboxing video again after a while, and today we're going to do High Frontier for All from Ion Game Design Sierra Madre Games by Phil Eklund. For those of us who are High Frontier players know this is the latest iteration of the long-running High Frontier series games about, I guess you could say, exploration, exploitation. It's not quite 4X, and it's centered on the solar system, generally, although you can definitely go beyond it. So let's crack this box open and see what we got. This is the absolute latest and greatest version. Nice box cover, by the way. And we have a bunch of goodies inside. We have our chips. There's always a name for these. I always forget what it is. It's like Plinkies. And I'll note that we don't have any clear ones in here like we did in an older edition. And that would be the water. And the reason for that is because now for water we have these, which I think is going to work a lot better. These apparently are colonies, although I gotta admit, I'd be careful with kids around because they sure look a lot like candy. So I'd be a little careful about that. But I don't think anyone's going to think these are candy. And these are really nice little models, you know, for the rockets so that players have them. And I gotta admit, I like the idea of using this a lot more than a wood cube. But speaking of wood cubes, here are some wood cubes with a gold star. We have a bunch of cards. Good quality. They look nice. In fact, let's unwrap one of these. They are set up just like... I hate trying to open these things, because they are a pain. But because you have to get one of these edges open. But this way we can see what we got here. We got thrusters, a bunch of them, robonauts. The cards feel good quality, I will note. That here's a refinery. You know, decent thickness. They feel like they're a good quality, which is nice. We have the official die. And we have a bunch of different booklets in this game. High Frontier for All, we have the appendix, which, I mean, this is the one complaint I have about this presentation. Please, please, please use standard 8.5 by 11 paper. Don't use non-standard paper sizes because it makes it a nightmare if you have living rules. So this looks like it's got a bunch of different variants, scenarios, descriptions of cards. It's actually it's nicely printed. I like the fonts chosen. I like the color. It's sort of like a shiny magazine color. We have a Space Diamonds introductory game by John Manker. And then we have a Read Me First by John Manker and Simon Nig. This appears to help aim bringing new people in gently. So they seem to be trying to soft land people. And Race for Glory and Race to Mars. So a bunch of different little booklets in here. Let's see what Race for Glory is supposed to be. It is Essentials Only, form a High Frontier. And I should note that they're calling this High Frontier All Core. So apparently the idea is there will be additional modules. This looks like it has politics in it, but I don't know what else it may not have. And we have our core rules, and as always with these games, the question is, how good is the presentation? And only time is going to totally tell, but I do like the liberal use of illustrations. So that's our ton of rules. We have our player aids. The reason why I'm pretty sure politics is in here somewhere is because on the back of this sunspot cycle is a political assembly. Just let me turn it around. See, we have the sunspot cycle, and we have player aid and political assembly. These are 5 copies of the individual player mats with fuel strip on them. A couple of glossy player aids, which, once again, I'm a little wondering why they're printed on such a large size sheet and why they're printed on shiny paper. But aside from that, they look well organized. Now we get into something which, in the earlier versions of the game that I played, never did have this. A counter sheet with some pieces on it. I'm going to have to check and see if I actually understand exactly what all these pieces do. And here's their back sides. It's a nice thick counter with a good finish. So give me 1 second. I'm going to put all this stuff into the box cover because the next thing I'm going to bring out is the main event, which is a gigantic mounted mat board. So get ready, everyone. Here it comes. And I'm going to change the camera angle in just a second so that you can actually see it all. But here it is. And let me actually spin it, that you can get an idea of what we're really talking about here. This one is Phil Lakeland, 2020, January. This may look to the uninitiated player like it's just spaghetti, but once you the strangest thing about this game is, once you understand what's going on here, this isn't that bad to play with. It's basically a representation of the solar system in terms of like Lagrange points. You'll see them all over the board. In fact, here's one, for example, right here, the Sol Jupiter Lagrange. And you'll see these around all the planets. There'll be like Lagranges and stuff that govern it. In fact, here's another, let's give you another example, because there's a bunch here. Here's our home, Earth. And we got a Lagrange here, Lagrange here. They affect movement. And basically, movement in this game, you're going to wind up tracing along these lines. And you're going to be figuring out your fuel expenditure and such. So it's a nice, playable way to represent movement without having to get into something that could get really, really, really intense, such as like, calculating how much rocket fuel you have to burn your engines for how many minutes in order to change your course by X number of degrees. And believe me, there are games out there that actually started to go down this path. So that's what the new version of High Frontier looks like. It's going to be a lot of fun to play, I suspect, and find out exactly how it all shakes out. So hopefully you enjoyed this, and hopefully it was informative. Thank you, and have an awesome day.